Well, morning. No rest for the weary. We've been frozen up like an ice cube out here. The mill's been frozen. You guys know if you watch the channel that we just added the 4-foot extension on here. I've got a pile of milling to get to, and I just can't. I can't wait at this point for the weather to get any better. I'm going to try to knock out the majority of the trailer order today. That's 2 inches thick black oak by 6.5 inches wide. We've got a big candidate up on the mill here. The adding the extension to the mill changed the orientation of where I can put stuff, and I think it's going to work out fine. We're going to see if we can turn this thing with the hydraulics. I couldn't turn the one the other day. I'll show you what I did different today, and we'll get right to cutting. The hydraulic log clamps, which I'll use them later in the process, they have like a little radius half round cut on the top. If you can see that right there, I think it digs into the punky wood on some of the older oaks. Now this one's not very punky on the outside, so I think we get a chance. I'm using my manual stops right now. They have that roller on the top, should make it a little easier on a big log like this. For full disclosure, I think when you get into a 4,000-pound log like this, I think it exceeds really the weight capacity of most of the components. Where I have the log now at 11'6" is just hanging off that bunk and on that bunk, so I can use all my stops. And my log turn is basically, and my clamp are basically right in the middle of the log. So I think that's going to help too. But we're going to get right to cutting here. I'm running the Silvertip Turbo 7 that I was running the other day. I think that, in all honesty, I think a Stella Cut band would be a better option if some of this log is frozen, because it's a little less aggressive a band. However, I don't trust this log not to have metal in it. So I'm running the one I ran the other day, at least to skin it down into a cant. We got to get this into as big a cant as we can. And then I probably, because this might be a long process because this is heavy, I might end up switching bands over later once I get it into a cant. Hopefully we don't hit any metal. I don't really know at this point what the best view for you guys is. I know that you're going to want to see the sawdust shooting out, so I think we're just going to shoot it from this side first. You probably won't, when I go to roll this log, I'll probably move this view. I hope the camera doesn't time out because of the cold, because it is pretty cold out today, but I think I filmed in colder. And we're just, whoa, everything's frozen out here. I got ice with like a little bit of slippery snow on top of it. I'm going to skin the top down. I'm probably going to run out of clearance at some point. So I just want to get a flat on it. Then we'll see if we can roll it with the hydraulics. If we can't, I'm going to have to put a strap on it and roll it with a machine. And to be honest with you, I think that's a safer option with a big, huge, heavy log like this. However, I want to be able to roll it with the hydraulics because it's really the only time that I need the hydraulics is on a big-ass log that I can't handle easily manually. So I'm going to be disappointed if I can't. But I understand, that we're getting close to, this log shouldn't be capacity for, over capacity for this mill. So we're going to try it out. Let's start getting her chopped down. Hopefully I don't fall down on the ice here. I have warmed up the mill. We should be able to get going here. Just run a windshield washer fluid in it. This band feels plenty sharp enough to cut fine. Let's see where we are here. Right now I am not clear to make a cut. My clothes are grabbing on the throttle. I am still not clear to make a cut. I think I got a little bit more. Yep. Okay. I am really clear right now. I can go down, I think, plenty to get a good flat on the top of this. This one's going to have to be skinned down. I don't think there's any two ways about it. I'm probably going to have to take a couple of top cuts. It's so big that I'm going to take a couple top cuts to get down to. Yeah, it looks like I'm about 23 in the middle. Right now, I am at 23. I'm clear. I think I'm going to go ahead and try it right there. I like having this extra room out here to get the mill out. So I guess I don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff yet. Should keep it out from under my feet. Some of it's going to go on the forks. Danny, get over here now. Right now. It's in the parking lot next door. So I'm going to come down. I got to come down at least an inch. At least an inch, like just a shade over 23 and an eighth. I'll probably just come down to 22 and take a cut if I have clearance. Clearance. All right, I'm still clear. Look okay. Let's try it there. If I have clearance to take one more cut, I'm gonna. This, just to give you guys reference in the beginning here right now, I'm cutting 24 wide in the beginning. There's no waves in it, cut nice and smooth. So I'm at 22. If I can get down to 21, that'll be great. When you're dealing with a big log like this, you want to get as much weight off it as you can, and I'm way too thin. Right now I'm way too thin in the middle because of the swoop in this log to do anything with it anyway. So it's gotta come down. If I get one more cut off it, I think I'm gonna be gold. I've only got, 4 inches of clean wood. I'm not even through the sapwood yet in the middle. So hopefully we can get ourselves down to 21 and be clear. Maybe just a shade more than that and get me a 1-inch board. I still am clear, so we'll try it. This is a pretty nice flitch. You know what I do like about having that extension is that I can leave the saw head down there to run the hydraulics. You guys will be able to see a little bit better. This is a pretty nice flitch here, fairly wide. So I'm going to throw this one on these sawhorses over here for now. Pretty black oak log. If I see something outstanding, I'll show you guys. Right now it's cutting really nice. It's pretty log. Now this side probably to get where I want to be, this side's going to need to probably come down another flitch, but let's see if we can get it turned. My stops here are really, they're actually underneath the log right now. I am probably going to have to eventually get this log moved over, but let's see if we can just skin it apart the way that we're doing it, because we got good clearance. We're in a really kind of good spot on the mill right now. Let's try it. I got to get used to, I can't see around the butt flare right now. I got to get used to these controls. The only one that I'm really bad with is the in and out on the clamp. Let's see which. All right, so pushing it in goes out. That sucks. Now let's try the log turner. It seems to be turning this one perfectly fine. Yeah, it did a really good job with that. It turned it like nothing. I think it's the way it bites into the other clamp. That turned that like nothing. It wasn't even hard. Oops, no, that's right. Oh. I'm going to go ahead and clamp it. I'm looking good right where I am. I'm going to go, while I get you guys here, I'm going to grab a carpenter square here, and I'm going to check it. I got a hole underneath the middle of it. I think I might have to lift up the end. Where's my carpenter square here? Thought I left it down here. Oh, yep. I got a hole underneath the middle of the log. I think I might be able to slip the square in there to check this for square. Got to be really careful where I walk here, guys. No, I can't. All right, so I know that one is square and I'm right up against it perfect. If I could make a cut right here, problem is I'm going to have to measure this. I think that end's got to come up. I'll leave the square under here for now. I have another square under here, but we're going to have to measure this and see how if we're going to have to bring that other end up. It looks like it's going to have to come up. I need something to measure off of. All right, I need just any old board would do. It's gonna sit flat on the bunk so it can't be all frozen. Okay. grab a 4-foot level. So that was encouraging anyway, that rolling it against these stops, it'll work great, which is going to make me want to somehow rig rollers on those. So to the pith on this side, off of my level, I'm 17.5. And there's no way to measure it. It's a double pith on this end. All right, let's do the height. Let's see what this log is to the center. It's 22. You know, that's funny. My level's almost the same height as the bunk. So it's 22, it's 11 to the middle. It's 11 to the middle. This is going to come up quite a bit, probably. Yeah. This side, so you can't really go off the sweep because you got this extra sweep up here than there is down there. Should all be cut off first. So on this side, I'm 32, 16 to the middle. That side's 11 to the middle. So it needs to come up about 2.5 inches. So we want to get I don't think I can come up that much with this. Now there's the problem with having these stuffed under here. I could do it with those. I'm going to have to take the pressure off it and see if it rocks away enough to where I can pick this up or pull it over and re-square it. It's definitely going to come up on that side. Okay, let's see what we can do. I got to be real careful with not losing that clamp. Whoa. I'm going to put one of my manual clamps in down this end. That should kind of at least keep it from going crazy on me. Then I can back this clamp off and pick that end up without really doing anything. At least keep this clamp close. I don't want to rip it out of that clamp and have the log come back on me, because it'll roll right off the mill if I do. So we're going to come up on the toe board. I got to back the middle clamp off a little bit. And I still have not figured this side out. Nope, that goes in. Just want a little bit. I'm going to come up on the far toe board. I want to see right now if I can pick this up. I can probably almost get my square under there too. I think that's all. It can go up higher. If I could just get the pressure off it, I could go up higher. See if I can just scoot it with the PV just a hair, just enough to get this thing up. Don't have a real good. Nope, there we go. Okay. Let's see what the square looks like. Oh, I can't. I'm not up against the stop yet. Can I go under there? Under there like this. Almost. So I will be able to check it. I'm going to get that up as much as I can get it up. that's it. So I'm going to clamp it. And now I know that in is out. Funny, in is out. I gotta reverse that. I gotta fix that so it's not like that. So it's not square. It's gonna come in on the bottom a little bit. Let me see if I can rotate it back with the log roller just a hair. Make sure I'm on. Yeah. I've got to get it to go like this a little bit. See if I can do it with the clamp. If I clamp it lower. Alright, so in is out. Down on the clamp. Try and get it down the bottom and see if that'll rotate it a little bit. I'm going to try and back it up with the log turner a little. Oh, no, not that way. So I can kind of see the downside to doing it this way without, like I said, guys, I'm trying to learn with you here. Yeah, I'm still way out. This bottom's going to go way in. I think it almost makes sense at this point to roll it flat. Because I don't know that I'm going to be able to under-rotate this enough to do this. In is out. I got it kind of clamped down kind of low right now. See if I can tweak it back with the PV. Need it like, see if I can tweak this way with the PV. Oh, hold on. We got it moved. I might have this. Oh, I'm almost there. It's almost perfect. It's just got to go a hair. Okay. See what that looks like. This is the most important cut right here, guys. So it takes you a second to get it right. Okay, now I rotated a little bit too much, so I should be able to come up with the clamp and clamp it a little bit and be fine. Or I could just rotate it back just a hair and then just push the clamp in and call it good. Oop, that's it right there. I'm gonna throw the other clamp in it quick. Okay. It is out. Out is in. Okay. Now I might have made a bad mistake here. When you're dealing with a big log like this, you don't want to leave your mill down there when you get this up here, because if I can only go up 28, I'm hosed. I'm hosed. I think I'm gonna have to take my band off to get the saw head back. All right, I want to pause you guys a second. That was dumb. Either that or I just go all the way over with it now. So I'm only 21 high this way, and I am 30 high this way. I don't think I can go up 30. I could try and cut it off. No, I can't. I can't go up 30. That was dumb. All right, well, this is part of the living and learning here. This was trying to do it for video, and I could grab a saw and cut it off. I just blew the muffler gasket out of my 272, so I can't do it with that. Let me pause you guys 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can grab my little MS-180 if it's got enough fuel in it and trim that top down a little bit. All right, so a little bit of trimming. We got the saw head back, and we're gonna try and take the top off of this side. We're leveled as high up as we can go on the toe board. We are perfectly square right now. So I just want to get this top cleaned up. Be somewhere around 25. Let's try that. Might take a cut at 26 and then take a cut at 25. Let's get myself back down to reality here, so I can get it turned on. Yeah, so that's clear. 25. I'm going to try it at 26. I'm going to try it right there. This might end up being a two-part video. I'm going to try and come down to 25 now. That's tight. Let's come down to 25. Take a cut right there. I'm doing so much flux and saw it right now. Something weird in the brain there. I'll try to come down to 24. Might as well do it while I can here. Let's take a look at the wane. Yeah, I think it doesn't. I don't think it's going to hurt anything to take it to 24 right now. And now that we don't have to worry about getting our saw head stuck again, let's see if we can turn it. Let's get this clamp out of here. I'm probably going to get this on to the hydraulic dogs now. Kind of happy that I still have those manual ones to work with. It does, I think it might turn better against them. So I have to drop my toe board. I got to pull my clamp away a little bit. I have to drop my toe board. I'll turn it against these. I'll try and pull it back with the clamp that way, so I can get these down and get my other ones up. I don't know. Maybe we'll just work against those for now till we get it square. I think it just rolls easier against the other rollers. Let's try it. Okay, so we want to move our clamp away so we go into out. I'm just going to leave my clamp just a little bit away from it right now, just so it can't roll back over. We're going to put our rear toe board all the way down so we don't forget to do it. Now we're going to pick our our turner up, and we're going to start turning it. I'm going to move my clamp away into out. Oh, wrong way. clamp out just a little more. Okay, so we want to get our clamp down. I'm stuck up on my other stops right now. Our clamp down. We will move our clamp in, so out to in. We go up, into out, and down, out to in. Make sure that we're not on this stop here. We're all the way down right now. So we could take the top off this right now. Go ahead and clamp it in against these. Oh, it's not going to go past this anyway, so clamp it. It doesn't even need to be clamped right now. I am going to clamp it, but it doesn't need it. Up a little bit, and out to in. And into out. Okay. Well, looking good in a couple of fronts. The log turner has no trouble turning this log right now. I mean, I'm going slow with it because I'm not good at it, but it's got no trouble doing it at all. It can lift it, it can turn it. So that is really good. Now I'll clean this side up. It's going to be... somewhere near there. That's what, 19? Might not be a bad place to start. Let's try it there. So the good part about that was, the bad part was that I'm below 19 and a half that I need to do 3 6-inch cants. The good part about that is there's no way around it because I got to come down more. So this next cut's going to be at least at 18. I need just a little more throat clearing. Going to need to go at least to 17. Just do it right now before I take the switch off. It needs it. Now, what I want to start painting, doesn't really matter right now. I'm still not cleaned up enough. I was going to say, you could start paying attention to your 8/4 scale right now. Kind of stinks that because it's only trailer decking, I could just take it as wide as I can take it, but the problem with that is I want it to look good for the customer too. They're redoing this whole trailer at big expense, and it makes sense to give them uniform boards. So, still got nothing here. I'm real thin right here. It needs another flitch. So, to answer, if any of you are wondering why I'm taking inches instead of taking 2s, I'm still too narrow right here for a board. So we're at 17. We're going to come down to 16. Take one more cut, and then we'll flip it up on its end. Oh, a piece of bark stuck in here. We'll flip it up on its end, get her cleaned up. That'll probably be all for this video, and I'll shoot a part 2 when we bust it into stuff. So we're going down to 16. So these are like 7/8 splits. Just to the nail. You can go slow and make it through the cut. So I will give you a look at this now. The bad part about that nail is I saw that spot and I said, wow, that looks weird. It looks almost black. The good part about hitting it now is we've pretty much cleaned up the log and we can have no trouble throwing a brand new band on. And we're going to get this nail out of the log. I'll show you the log. Now I was thinking, actually it didn't cut very bad after it, so it didn't roach the band. I'll show you this nail, and unfortunately I think I see another target here that I'm gonna have to do some digging because I see another black spot here. Actually it cut relatively good after I hit that nail, to be honest with you. let's take a look at the log. I'll end up shooting a part 2 because now I got to do a band change. I got to get this metal out. You see it right there. Now, that's it way in the middle of the log. You got to remember, we skinned the outside off this thing and didn't touch anything. And I got another black spot right here. So we're going to yank that out. We're going to spin it, take the other side off it. One thing that where I was talking about how it was too thin here for a board. Well, it's not too thin down there. I could have taken a 2-inch thick and maybe gotten some 5-footers out of it. It wouldn't have been 8-footers, but I could have got maybe a 5-footer. This is what I was looking at when I went by. I don't know if you guys saw me brush that off as I was going. That's been in the tree a long time. You see the grain, how the grain's warped around it? It's been in there a long time. So let's go ahead and spin it on camera, and then I'm going to put you guys... Oh, I can't. I got to get the nail out. All right. So what I'll do is I'm going to shoot a part 2. So I'm going to get this camera in my truck on charge, get all my mics and everything on charge. And warmed up a little bit. I will get those nails out. I'm going to get this flipped up. I got to get a new band on. And then we'll go to town and we'll see what we can do with this. It looks like I got a 6.5-inch cant below the pith in this stress crack. And that is at 16. So I can get, depending on how far I got to come down on the top, I can probably get a 6.5 above it too. Somewhere through here, cut that section right out. So that would be 6.5 right now. And that doesn't look unreasonable for the top of this log to get that log cleaned up. When I take this top off, all the flitches that I will take out of this top will be 2 inches thick. The one bad thing about taking the 6 inches out of here is I still have a lot of wane there. So that's not a good idea yet. So we're just gonna have to see how this works out. But that wane there, I'd have to take it off of this side to get below it. Now I got plenty to do it, so I need to take more off this side so that I can get my flitch out of here. My 6.5 has got to be cut like this, and then a 6.5 right here. And then any flitches that come out of it, we'll do them at 2 inches and we'll edge them off with the rest. That should get us somewhere around 20. We should be able to get 20 boards out of this. 10 off each flitch-ish, maybe 10, 11, maybe 22, plus all the edging. That's going to get me in the ballpark of all I need for the 11-footers. I really only need 8, I think 13, and then I could go to 8-foot logs. So this will take care of that. And to be honest with you, the band still, I'll show you how good the band cut after it hit that metal. I mean, I know that it's dull because it was making noise, but so this was before, and this is after. Didn't cut that bad after at all. But this has got to come out, and I got to do some investigative surgery here, which means I'll probably take another piece off this side before I flip it. So that's it for now. Thanks for the watch. I think one of the big takeaways is that, yes, the hydraulics are dealing with this log fine. It definitely rolls against the other stops a lot easier than it does against the ones that don't have rollers on them. So I could drill them out and put a ball bearing on there. I would have to recess the screw that went into the ball bearing. It would have to be the radius of this. It'd have to be on the inside so it does not stick up, so it doesn't interfere with a 1-inch cut. And it would have to be a teeny bit proud on this side, where you'd want it to stick up through this part of the radius here, but not stick out that way and not come up too high. I don't know how much clearance I have here. It can come up enough to where it's not going to interfere with a 1-inch cut and be clear enough to where if you do get a dip in the band, you still don't hit it. So I think that's it. And I'll be back at you guys in a little while. We got a good jump start on this. Probably grab lunch while I'm at it. Pirate Solutions out.